Huge shifts in the meta as TPCI bans some of our favorite and least favorite Pokemon. Not evolving your Pokemon? Is that now the call? This tonight and more on today's episode of The State of the Meta. I'm your host, Ashton Cox, and tonight we're going to be discussing some of these massive changes we are seeing in the meta as we transition into Series 6. Some of these bans make a lot more sense than others. If you look over here, some are much more justified, and personally, I don't take sides, but I do believe they needed to be gone. On the other hand, some of these may be very confusing, especially to newer players. What did Hippowdon do, and why did we get rid of him? These questions still remain unanswered. The higher-ups are still looking for answers, but we are yet to find any. Cinderace being the first one I would like to discuss here, I would say that Cinderace has been a huge threat in the meta since it has gotten its signature ability, Libero. It used to be nowhere on the radar. The singles players liked it for court change, but it has been dominating for such a long time. This is going to be the first time we've had a meta without this hyper-offensive threat in a while, and I'm very interested to see what the hyper-offense players pick up. Maybe something along the lines of a Dracozolt or a Porygon Z could be in their future. Next one up I'd like to talk about is Venusaur. Purposely, Venusaur has been used by lots of players as, I would say, an annoying Pokemon. Has lots of utility, very good at putting your Pokemon to sleep, or randomly surprising with a Life Orb super duper strong hit. Very versatile Pokemon. I know a lot of people liked it, a lot of people hated it. I'm pretty sure, honestly, it was split right down the middle. Personally, well, you know what? I don't have an opinion here. This is about the news, so who cares about that? But Venusaur, gone now. Love it, hate it, that is for you to decide, but it will definitely be shaking up the meta, especially one of the main reasons that Venu being gone is going to be shaking up the meta is its favorite partner, Torkoal, also is MIA. This is going to be shaking up the Weather Wars incredibly, as Sun used to dominate the meta, and now, well, that's all we're left with, and it's not going to be helping us out too much. So, Rain may be taking over. Honestly, I'm perfectly okay with welcoming our new Poison and Grass Overlord. No problems there. Next up, one of the ones that I'm personally more upset by is the loss of Axedrill. Now, Axedrill being gone means that really there are no more ground types in the meta. Some may disagree though, however, there are many ground types that don't see enough usage, and to speak on that, we have one of the experts himself. Edu, what's going on, Edu? What do you have to say about this subject here?
Honestly, I'm getting sick and tired of people disrespecting the ground type. It's honestly insane. There's so many ground types still available. There's Crocodile, Gastron, Mudsdale. That's the perfect Pokemon. How can you not remember that one? There's Mamoswine. There's so many. And then there's people don't run ground resist. And that's even if you don't consider non-same type attack bonus boosted attacks. There's still ground coverage, and people don't respect that and run no ground resist. And that's even if you don't consider the fact that if you don't have a ground resist, you probably don't have a flying type, a grass type, or a lot of other things that a team should have. So what is wrong with you? There's so many. What are you saying?
Well, I'm not sure if he'll be coming back after that. Yeah, but you heard it there first. One of the experts on the topic. Yeah, moving on. Next up, we have one of, if not the biggest changes. Incineroar, being a Pokemon we've seen in the meta for about 2 straight years, is finally gone. Very sad, indeed. It is one of the Pokemon that has pulled together balance. It has helped Hyper Offense even in some ways, and since the release of its Intimidate ability as its hidden ability in mid-2018, it has been a staple on almost every team. You could just put Incineroar on a team, and it would be good. But now, for the first time in 2 years, we are going to be seeing a lack of Incineroar on teams, as it is one of the Pokemon that got banned. I believe this is a loss that we as a community can move forward through, and we will be able to find new Intimidate Pokemon to serve our purposes. We are still looking, however, so if you have any good Intimidate Pokemon, please contact us immediately. We are still looking. We are yet to find any. Scrafty has been letting us down. That's all I'm going to say about that. It's not been a great replacement. Speaking of replacements to old Pokemon, let's talk about what we're going to be seeing in terms of some new faces in the meta that you might have not seen before. Gigalith making a new showing with the banning of Tyranitar. Gigalith is definitely going to be shaking up the meta here, as it is one of the only Pokemon that sets sand. You'd be surprised how much you actually miss out on when your Tyranitar's gone and you still want to make your Excadrill go fast. Porygon Z is another new face. As I'd mentioned earlier, Cinderace being gone, we do not have that much hyper offense anymore. Venu was very offensive, Cinderace was very offensive, but now we're lacking. We're lacking a lot. So I think Porygon Z is definitely going to be coming up in the meta and taking over all of that offensive pressure that you love to see with Cinderace. With the lack of Whimsicott, though, not going to be as strong. None of that priority Tailwind stuff from Whimsicott. Though we do have another replacement. We do have Talonflame to replace the priority Tailwind setter, which is pretty nice. Primarina also making a huge showing in my opinion. That's my personal pick. I'm not too sure how accurate that one's going to be. I know Primarina has not been huge yet. I know it had a bit of a showing winning the Players' Cup Invitational with my man Yuri, but then it kind of dropped down a little bit. I do believe we're going to be seeing it come back up, though, in the future, but has not happened yet. That's kind of a sleeper pick. Rain definitely exists a lot more. As I said, Sun being gone now, one of the biggest battles that Rain had to overcome was facing down that Sun matchup there, which was a very rough one. Same with Sand. Sand is, well, I know we mentioned Gigalith, but I gotta be honest, Sand's pretty much gone. Rain now ruling the metagame. Is it Rain's time to shine? That will be for us to determine as we use our new teams in the meta. Hail teams, where are they? Hail players, still waiting for their day to come. Is it here? I don't think so. Will it ever be? Maybe. Probably not. We'll find out, Hail players. I'm still rooting for you guys. Maybe someday. Maybe someday. Arcanine seems like it is spreading like wildfire over the meta, pun intended. Incineroar being gone, like I said, it is the main Intimidator. It is the main fire type in the meta. Cinderace being gone too. You need that fire coverage for Corviknight. I mean, Corviknight and Ferrothorn are also everywhere. But Arcanine seeming like it's going to be coming up on almost every team, just as Incineroar was. But I do believe we could find some better Intimidators if we try. Kicking over to honorable mentions, though. I do gotta say, is it time to maybe not fully evolve our Pokemon? I gotta be honest, I'm a huge fan of underused Pokemon, and maybe not evolving is the way that we take those old strategies that we love and turn them into something new. Even though those Pokemon we know are banned, we can still kick it to something new with, let's just say, Incineroar's gone, but now we've got Torracat. Torracat being probably not as good as Incineroar was, but a reasonable replacement, something we should definitely look into. Rillaboom, gone, but now we have Thwackey. Thwackey is back. Well, he was never here before and he never left, but he is now here. And he is a threat in the meta that you need to pay attention to. Eviolite, Choice Band, Assault Vest. Well, no, Assault Vest is worse than Eviolite. Don't do that. You heard it here first. Don't do that. Thwackey, not that bad. Not that bad. Another honorable mention is Togetic. One of your favorites that used to be here was Togekiss. Now, you can't really run Scope Lens Togetic or Weakness Policy Togetic. I mean, you could. You could. Don't get me wrong. You want to go do that, go do that. But I think Eviolite support Togetic could be very good. Especially with, like I said, the lack of fire types besides Charizard. Being in the meta, Togetic with a Heat Wave, a Follow Me, a Yawn could be very good in this current meta. Also, last, I gotta say, they're paying me to put Ivysaur on this list. The Sun users, they came by and they said he had to be here. I don't think he's that good. Don't run Ivysaur. If you're really desperate for that sleep user, like I said, embrace Amoonguss. He is the new wave. He is the meta. He is what we must turn to in these dark times. I don't really think we should be turning to a under-evolved Ivysaur. The sleep powder was... I've had enough of the sleep powder. I gotta be honest. I've definitely had enough there. Speaking of the change between Series 5 and 6, one last thing to touch on is I did a survey. In the 300 results, or the 300 participants we had, the results show that 58.6% of people actually, after seeing Series 6, still like Series 5. Now, obviously, I didn't vote in my own poll, but you know there would have been one more vote for the no dislike it category. But hey, the people have spoken. Apparently, Series 5, not that bad. Interesting take, 58.6% of you people. Moving on, though, onto some other Pokemon news. We have the winner of the Players' Cup. We had the Invitational, which I was a part of, which was kind of a introduction. Then we had the IC, which moved on to a bracket. And finally, they had this Top Cut, which occurred, I believe, last weekend. And we crowned a champion. Santi used his Colossal team to great success, not dropping a single set, which is pretty crazy. I can't remember someone for a while that's won a tournament not dropping a single set. Usually there's some bad matchup or bad player matchup that gets in your way, but very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff from Santi. On another note, we also had the Rose Tower. It's been kind of like a World Championship sort of thing, invitational. You needed points. It's been going on for a long time. You could look into it. There's more information in the description below, but we crowned a champion here as well. Desu taking it over Edu in the finals. Also coming from losers. So he did lose a set there, but in this grand finals double elimination reset, he takes it over Edu in the grand finals. So very, very impressive stuff. Very impressive stuff. Congratulations to him as well. Not sponsored by Pokemon like the Players' Cup was, but still a very impressive achievement. I know they've been playing in a lot of tournaments over the past few months even, and now have concluded their final bracket. That's going to be it, though, for today's episode. Thank you for watching. Be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for future updates. As a lot goes into making these, I would appreciate a like. But I will see you next time on the State of the Metagame.